Hi. Today we're on the Noodle SMP and I need a mob farm. Specifically one that fits inside this hatsune miku statue I stole off Planet Minecraft. Now, there's actually a really good reason for why I'm doing this. To start off, I think I'm going to start by making the spawning platforms. We want to make sure we work with the statue and not against. And what I mean by that is making spots like this flush and not above like this. Because what will happen is we'll have to fill this block in to stop mobs from spawning, and it'll interfere with our mob spawning rates. Now, the shape of this is very difficult. What I think I want to do is move all the mobs into the right leg and then have the killing chamber in the thigh, mostly because it's the straightest part here, and it'll be easier to have a spot where they can all fall down and then kill them after they've taken a bit of damage. Okay, scratch that. I was trying to put all the floors in, and then I learned I really don't know what I'm doing. So what I think we're going to do here first is figure out a spot for all the mobs to fall and then work the platforms around that, because that'll make it a lot easier. I think at least I'm going to have this bottom layer here, and then this will flush all the mobs into the right leg. Okay, so like very quickly I'm learning I really don't know what I'm doing, but it's okay. We'll figure it out. Now that is peak mob farm. I think we're good. I am concerned about this area here because it does look like there is potential that something gets stuck right there. It's fine. Actually, I think all we have to do is go like this, and then boom. Everything will work its way into this spot. Yeah, what? Wait, I was overcomplicating this. If I get rid of these water sources, place some walls around here, then effectively all the mobs will flow into this one spot. At this point, our mob pushing system is practically finished. Once I get the first layer above this in, I will fill in spots like this to make sure they don't get stuck anywhere, and I will put some slabs over these spots to make sure no mobs spawn. I just need to make a wall like this, and this will kind of be the wall where they will stop. Now from here, I think I can just start placing these platforms in, and we should be solid. Scratch that again. I'm now realizing our platforms can't exactly be flat because we'll need the water to be pushing all the mobs this way. And every time it reaches a spot where it stops, it needs to drop a block down. To optimize for that, we will need all the water lines to be a single vertical line of like observers like that, which will activate the dispensers for the water buckets to push all the mobs at the same time. But they will have to, they're all basically limited by this spot here, because this is the furthest part of the waste, and then all the mob platforms have to push to at least this spot, and they can't go any further because mobs can fall from previous platforms and then onto these ones, and then that'll cause issues. Alright, I'm having a lot of nail-biting moments where I'm trying to figure out how exactly this is going to work, but I think I have an idea. We'll see. I'll just come back to me. Okay, so I've had to make some compromises, a little different from like regular mob farms, because typically you'd have 2 blocks here and then the platform would be straight above. But because I want the water to flow down, we'll run into issues where like mobs will get their head stuck, so I had to make it 3 blocks tall instead. This is a little unoptimal because it limits the amount of spawning platforms we can put in, but it should still work technically. So the way general mob farms work is when water will activate up here, and then that'll flow down, and basically just put the clock at the top. So I think we effectively got something working here. I'll continue at this to see how difficult it gets, but this is so far the concept I've gotten. I don't even want to admit how long I've been working on this. Well, let me show you a regular mob farm first. So this is a design by Potato Noir. Essentially, the observer will trigger up here, and it'll cascade where it observes the dispenser placing the water, and then that cascades downward in the chain. Now, this is great, but this does not work inside this. So I thought I was being a genius. I was like, hey, if I want to maximize my spawning potential, see, this is way too small, and I don't want to just copy this up another layer because I have more room up here, if that makes sense. So I was like, okay, I'll just put the observer where the water will release. And that was great, but every time I put the water to go down, it would trigger once on the first time, so it would detect the water coming down, and then it would place water here. And then when the water was removed, because the water state changed above it, it would trigger 4 times, and then the water would still be down here, but there wouldn't be water up here. So then I spent like probably over an hour trying to figure out how to get it to work, and this is what I've come up with. The water will flow down, the observer will detect it, using into a repeater and then into the dispenser, then that will push all those there. Then when this triggers again, the repeater will trigger 3 times, but they're synced. So the water will flow down and flow away in sync with the layer above it. And I'm losing my mind. So I guess since our system's in place, I just got to continue putting these layers in, and then I'll come back to you. Shawty's like a melody in my head. I think I like na 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 na. Okay, turns out designing a farm like this is really freaking hard.
Just like miku.
So I got all the layers in with much difficulty. There's some weird spot, like most of these spots near the bottom effectively have the water triggers blocking where mobs should spawn. And I'm scared that mobs will, like something will spawn here and then just get stuck. I won't fix it. Now, I can see why no one ever attempted something like this. This isn't really easy, particularly, but all the water streams work. All the water streams work. So that's good. That's good. That's probably like the main thing mob farms should be doing, is moving water around. I don't know. For this, I think I need a clock. I will go get one real quick. I think we are now operational. Now all that's left to do is I gotta make a killing chamber down here in the leg, and then we'll see how this works. I have not tested it with mob spawning yet. Okay, killing chamber is here. Essentially, all you have to do is turn mob spawning on and see what the hell happens. And there's our first mob, I think. Seems to have a lot of health. Okay, yeah, this is an oversight on my end. I didn't actually spawn-proof anything else. I just... give me a second. I think with all the carpet, everything should be spawn-proof. Here. Oh, perfect. Okay. Just as I predicted, all of our water is taking out the carpet. This is fine. This is fine. I predicted this. I just need to, by going like this, just to delete that. Yeah, look, our first mobs are coming in. Okay. Yep, that's what I need to happen. If I break this. Okay. It's all updating. It's all updating. Endermans are spawning. I think we're cooking. I think we're cooking. Yes, the mobs are coming in. The mobs are coming in. Here we go. We have it operational. See how all of our platforms are pushing mobs in. Now look at that. That's got to be the most efficient hatsune miku mob farm you've ever seen in the entirety of Minecraft. Now, before you reply with, "Hey, Pears, you missed out on this super obscure game mechanic that X's your rates by 10. I want you to go into the description and then look for the Planet Minecraft link I put of the Miku statue, then make your own design. Whoa! And then email it to me as a schematic file. And then I will use that instead, because I am lazy. Thank you for watching.